Okay, so I'm going to, in this video, hopefully I'll be able to do it in one video, get you to get Manum installed. Now, I will be able to show you how I'm going to do most of it, but there's one thing that I can't show you, and that is downloading and installing Anaconda, and that's because I am on my work computer and I have to have like the admin privileges to install it. But this is the website. You go here to install, download, and if you download it, everything will be pretty easy. And I'm going to show you how to do several things that are also helpful, not just for installing Manum, but I'll kind of tell you, it's only going to be the very last parts that are kind of Manum related. Good things to be doing in Python as well. So once you have Anaconda installed, you can come down here and search for it. You can use this Anaconda GUI. I'm going to just open it so you can look at it. If you know how to use the Anaconda GUI, where did it go? Here's a well, it's taking longer than I expected. So if you want to use this, it's fine, but I'm not exactly sure how to use it. I only know a little bit about how to use it, and I'm not always that great at it. So let me pause the video for a second. Okay, so you get something like this, and there's a lot of different things you can click on here. All right, so I'm just going to get rid of this. All right, so what I do is I do everything from the terminal, which is the Anaconda prompt. So I'm going to type in Anaconda, get the Anaconda prompt up here. Oops. Okay, so this is what we're looking at here. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do. Okay, so one of the first things that we need to do is we need to create an environment in Python. Okay, so what is an environment? So imagine the following scenario. You have this big, long, so I can now see this probably going to be more than one video that I need to do for this. You have two very big software projects that you're working on. And they're distinct projects. They're both doing different things. They just have a bunch of differences. Or maybe they're doing very similar things, but they're like different versions of the same thing. However you want to look at it. What you can do is you can create an environment in Python, and one environment might be for project 1 and one environment might be for project 2, and things you change in one environment are not going to change in the other environment. So for example, maybe you have packages with the same name that you want to use. Well, you can't really use packages, you can't really use packages with the same names because now Python doesn't know which package you're talking about, things like that. So one way around this is to have different environments. You're going to be modifying like Python variables and Python settings in one environment, and that's not going to affect things in other environments. If you're in a setting like me, where you are on a sort of controlled workstation, what you can do in an environment, inside the environment, you can basically modify that environment as much as you want without affecting other things, and so you don't have to get permissions to do things inside your environment. Okay, so it's probably not strictly necessary to make a new environment to do these things, but I'm going to do that because I have to do that. Some of you might have to do that, and I basically know that this is going to work, and there's going to be less things that we have to do, like setting environment variables and things like that we have to worry about. Okay, so first thing, you should have downloaded Anaconda. You open this up. This next document, I posted this document in the notes. So we want to create an environment. So here we are. We're going to follow these commands to create an environment. So I'm going to type in conda. So that's like the name of the program that we're using. Create. Then I'm going to do -- the name of the environment. I'm going to call it. See, I have an environment called Manum, so I'm going to call it Manum 696. You can just call yours Manum. And then, whoops, I got this wrong. This option tells the name is going to be equal to Manum 696. I'm going to run this just by pressing enter. It's going to do a few things. I'll just leave it up. Yes, proceed. And then it does this. Okay, and so now we have the environment installed. This right here tells us the environment that we're in. The environment that we're in right now is the base environment, And so now we're going to activate the environment that we just created, which is by doing the conda activate. So conda activate manum 696. I probably should have mentioned this a little bit ago, but maybe you should be writing down some of these steps. So we're going to activate the environment. Okay, so now we have this. Okay, so now what we want to do, so I'm going to try something here that's not going to work to show you that it doesn't work. Now what we want to do is we want to open a Jupyter Notebook. So let's say from the thing here we want to open a Jupyter Notebook. So I'm going to type in Jupyter Notebook. Now this, if things are set up right, this should open the Jupyter Notebook, but let's see what happens. Okay, so Jupyter is not recognized as an internal or external command. Okay, this is because even though we have installed Jupyter, it's accessible to the base class, or sorry, the base environment, but it's not accessible, it's not installed inside this environment. So things are kind of siloed off. So for example, if I deactivate, so this says to deactivate, do conda deactivate. So conda deactivate, I'm going to have this. And now if I try Jupyter Notebook, it is going to open it. As we can see, it's doing something now. Okay. We don't need to have that open right now. Okay, so where do we go here? All right, so now I'm going to have that be the end of this video. In the next video, we're going to install pip, which is a package manager, and then we're going to install manum. And in the video after that, we're going to look at a manum example.